Hey, 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 what a wonderful day today. I'm coming to you with 5 action steps from the great book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. We had a great book discussion on the Tea Time Talk a few weeks back about this book, and we got into some action steps we really wanted to apply. So here they come. Let's jump right in with the first one. It's to understand what the other person wants. Here I want to share this great quote from Henry Ford with you about success that is super important to actually dive into the other person's reality and see the world through their eyes to understand what they want. And Dale Carnegie has this list about what the general wants are from people, like the ground basis of human wants, and one of them is is served too little. Let's say, put it like that. We all want to be treated as important, and we added in the discussion that we actually want to be understood, and often we want to be right. So it is really this human nature of wanting this importance and wanting this being special, wanting this feeling from people around them that usually sparks conflict, because so often we are actually told to be so full of yourself and don't take yourself so important, whereas this is exactly what our nature is, so why not serve it? Then we want to jump into the next action step, number 2, which is avoid conflict. Another one which is in theory very nice but very hard to apply, because most of us are trained to be honest, and if anything is not like we see reality or dishonest, we tend to argue about it and want to be right, which actually creates resentment and often lets people lose face, which is never something we want to create in another person, like this famous quote says, because at any time that someone feels mistreated, usually there will be an aftermath and not very much prosperity coming from this situation, which is not helpful in a situation where we want to create more wealth and success in life. And also we just argue about so many unimportant things that sometimes it could be handy to just avoid conflict. Then action step number 3 is integrity. Integrity is so important, and sometimes from the title of the book gets a bit of a bad rep, because people think, oh, he's talking about how to influence people, this is not honesty. But effectively what he's always saying is that you should have like honest interest for people, or you should be honest about having made a mistake and being open about it. So I think he really talks about the integrity that at least from my values I want to see in any sales process, in any business process. But I also understand that it's a fine line where sometimes people feel that they're pressed upon any other opinion, and sometimes they feel influenced or manipulated if, for example, someone says sorry but actually is not sorry just to get your cooperation. Of course, this is not what is meant with being at integrity. But it also means that sometimes you have to be honest with yourself to say, I'm not interested in that person. So maybe your intuition already tells you that this is not a good business partnership, because if you cannot build up any interest for someone, it probably is not a good match. So you should not try to stage or like play any interest if there is not any in you, I think, my personal opinion. Then we have the 4th action step, which is encourage improvement. And this is a wonderful one, which much later Carol Dweck actually made many studies about social in schools, in social science, and she packaged it in the term of growth mindset and fixed mindset. And Dale Carnegie actually already wrote down some of these basic principles, where you have to give someone a fine reputation to live up to, or you say a mistake is easy to correct. Basically, it installs the belief in the other person that you know they can improve, which is exactly the growth mindset that Carol Dweck later explained. So I think it's a very, very important concept that we actually encourage people to be students and to actually improve in their skills, it's a beautiful endeavor. And for the fifth action step, which is actually one that takes everything together, it's ask questions. Asking questions is, I think, a skill that is unpayable, because it comes up in every of these other action steps as well. When you're interested in someone, you actually want to understand them, you ask questions. When you see someone at fault or don't agree with them, if you try to ask questions and see where they're coming from, you might even avoid conflict by just doing so, because you're interested in them and you go a step towards them. When you are truly interested and in someone, you will automatically ask questions, and you are when you made a mistake, you also ask questions to learn from it. So this action step number 3, integrity, is in there as well. And then action step number 4, where it's encouraging improvement. When you manage to frame an order in questions and actually show people that they had a part in deciding what the next objective is, then the possibility that they actually will follow your order is much bigger. So it all boils down to being at integrity and asking questions. I have been so pleased with this discussion in the last Tea Time Talk, and I really hope you will be there for the next Tea Time Talk, which is coming up soon. Check out the date and time below this video so you will not miss it and can join in to the discussion. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye!